Chase Young's back. Chase Young's back. Tell the haters and the Niners, boy, Chase Young's back.
Dun, 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 dun. What's good, fellas? Let's go. December 22nd, 3 days from the big day. We're here. What's good? What's good? All right. That was your boy Phil on the intro. I'm Steve. We got Rudy, apparently down below, aka Dev, joining us with his nice reindeer outfit in the Christmas spirit, by the way. Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of Command This, where tonight we're going to preview the upcoming game versus the San Francisco 49ers. We're calling this one the Shanahan Job. The Shanahan Job. Shanahan Jobs? More than one? Shanahan Jobs? Shanahan Job?
He's had more than one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if a lot of people got the pun on that, but, hey, it's supposed to catch people's attention. What's up, Deb?
No crazy talk in the first 15 minutes, man.
Yeah, we gotta warm up to it. But let's welcome our boy Terrence to the show. What's up, Terrence? In the chat, we had Yam joining us early, saying, "I'm sick." Not really sick, just sick of this team leading us on.
Well, I'm here to spread some Christmas cheer,
Christmas
glitter.
Yeah. Terrence, I'm not doing this with Deb tonight. The outfit.
Don't be a hater.
Hey, Yam likes the outfit.
Hey, man, fun fact about reindeer I learned today, right? Did you know that male reindeer and female reindeer all grow antlers? And did you know in the wintertime that the male reindeer lose their antlers? Which means
it's called the rut.
Which means all the reindeer of Santa's sleigh are female. Pow!
A name like Vixen, I would hate so.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet,
Rudolph,
Donner, and Blitzen.
Rudolph, man.
All women?
Yeah. Rudolph was a transgender reindeer, I think, man. Rudolph, the transgender reindeer.
I don't know about that.
So, hey,
like the Huxtables.
I don't know.
Huxtable is my favorite.
We brought up the tease. We might be demonetized already.
Greg Delaney, thank you for joining us. Jason Donaway, what's going on from Facebook? Yam said, come on over to YouTube, hit that like button. We would greatly appreciate that. I'll put the link here in the Facebook chat here in just a second. We'd appreciate if y'all flip over to YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. It would mean a lot to us. Manuel Torres, the Predator is back. HTTR for life. Laredo, Texas, 956. I used to live in the 915 for about 4 years back in Texas, early 2000s. Long time ago. But as people come into the chat, let's go ahead and break it down. So, as Manuel says, Chase Young is back. Finally got confirmation.
Is he, though?
He is active.
I believe when I see him take a snap. When I see him take a snap, I believe it.
You know what? This is the first time we have confirmation he's active. We haven't had confirmation before, so I take that as progress, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't seen it yet, and now we're seeing it now. We heard Ron talk a big game, and I'm sure it was all based on Chase probably going up to him and saying, "Hey, coach, I'm not ready," whatever. But it's been publicly announced. He will be active for the episode. So, for the game on Saturday. So I don't know.
He's active for this episode too, because
we're talking about it, ladies and gentlemen. A few more people coming in the chat. Terrence says hit that like button. That's right. Joe Harris, thank you for joining us, man. We really appreciate you. Said for the game on Saturday, we need to run. We need to pressure on Purdy. We do need to pressure Purdy. He's a rookie, Mr. Irrelevant. We don't need to be doing this rush 4 because that's getting old. The Giants gave the blueprint of how to beat the rush 4. Get the ball out quick. And Kyle Shanahan's no dummy. That's why he gives out Shanahan jobs to everybody. So you got to blitz him. Confuse him. Go back to 4. Blitz him. Go back to 4. Bring the corner. You have to confuse rookies. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do.
The biggest thing is that we got to stop the run.
Yes.
Purdy's entire game is quick pass and play action.
CMC, Christian McCaffrey is a threat. He's been healthy this year, had a little bit of injuries, but for the most part, he's a dog. He's a dog. Marcus Edlin, host of Sports View 2 on Facebook, says, "What's up, family? Rip Franco Harris." Yeah, man, that's a he was not only was he just the immaculate reception guy, he was just a good dude. Franco Harris. Shout out to Franco Harris. Rest in peace. Straight
leader of the Italian army.
I don't understand that reference. Help me out there.
Well, that was the name of his fans. They had a big banner. They used to put up a big banner up at Three River Stadium that said Franco's Italian Army.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
We had the Diesel, we had the Hogs, they had the Italian Army, they had the Steel Curtain, it's but the Italian Army thing was strictly Franco Harris.
Yeah. That's cool. Yam says also from JP Finley, 5 offers on the team, supposedly. Maybe it's happening. It could be feelers. I hope it's not just partners.
This must be I believe it when I see it episode of the year.
We're in prospectus mode. There's a prospectus out there.
So, obviously, people are apparently offering way more than what the team's worth.
Yeah.
Like, way more.
Jimmy Lee Patterson from Facebook. What's up, bro? Thank you for joining us. Our buddy, boys, the Washington Commanders Declassified podcast. Make sure you go hit them up on YouTube. Said, I'm just here for the reindeer. That's probably our boy, Ellie. Ellie, thank you.
Our boy, Lee Suggs, former running back for the Browns, former Virginia Tech standout.
Tony Shivers from Facebook says, "Hey, fellas, what's going on?" Andre Shorter, thank you for joining us. Says we need a strong run game, but we'll do something idiotic to hurt the offense. Yeah, we talked about this stat on the last episode where we talked about the high red zone and the low red zone, and the high red zone, the 10 to 20, we're good. It's a 50-50 run balance. Taylor's actually pretty good, but from the 10 to the red zone, Taylor's the 727th worst out of 752 since the year 2000, but it's compounded by Scott's yearning to pass from the 10-yard in. So from the 10 to the 20, they cancel each other out. Scott does a good job running, and Taylor doesn't have to do much. But from the 10 in, Scott is very pass heavy, so it puts the pressure on Taylor. It's just it's a lose-lose situation.
The thing is, okay, and I went back and I've gone back through some games that I've recorded. And I figured out kind of why. See, Heineke does well when, in between the 20s, especially because if you've noticed, he's not a real thread the needle through, kind of guy, right? He finds guys that are open. You can scheme guys open because they have space to scheme guys open. Inside the 10, things get real narrow. And I think Scott's afraid of just running the ball into brick walls because the defense is now in on the line. You got 8-9 guys on the line, and they don't have to cover but so many yards behind them. And Taylor doesn't have receivers able to get open like they do normally for him when he's got more space to work with. And that's where I think that we have seen ourselves fail inside the 10. We don't have a true thread-the-needle quarterback. Somebody who can rocket that ball in there at 1,000 miles an hour in the tightest of windows, which is all you get in the red zone. And I think that's limitations hurt. Just because that's not his game.
We got 2 touchdowns called off because of
that too.
Yeah.
So
Jim says, speaking of Hogs, that's going to be our mascot. Well, I guess all signs. We're going to find out during the Browns game. So not this game, but the next game, I guess we're apparently going to find out. So
something leaked about they were honoring the Hogs. So people think that means that's going to be our mascot. I don't know. We've done a lot of honoring things and didn't turn out to be what we thought it was too. So who knows?
You talked about a quarterback laser precision balls, and I went back and watched Carson Wentz's highlights from last year. He had 27 touchdowns, like 7 interceptions. He threw some darts, man, and he threw some balls that were those were NFL top third of the league balls, like
you saw
really,
it
really good.
Year.
really good balls. I'm talking about the outs were the anticipating.
How good were those balls, Steve?
They were great balls. They were throwing people open, and that's what you want from your quarterback. And go watch the highlights on YouTube. It's about a 15-minute. If you got some time, go look it up. Carson Wentz 2022 or 2021 highlights, man. It's good. I know it's a highlight reel, but you can see the capability there. And 5 games into a new system, I don't know, man. I just feel like there's so much more potential there. Had he stayed healthy.
I mean, according to Logan Thomas, the problem was he was struggling with picking up the offense because it's a complex offense. But that while he's been injured, he's really dedicated himself to this. Logan Thomas says you can see it in practice. His anticipation's better. His command of the offense is better.
Yeah.
If Heineke can't get the win this week, the conversation has to be had.
The leash is short. We might see.
They're definitely gonna duo.
Go.
They're gonna duo block the entire game against this game. Why wouldn't you?
Marcus said, Dev, Louisville's getting beat right now again. Washington and San Francisco play a similar game plan. They do good defense and run the ball. So we'll break down the opponent San Francisco had in a second because I think it is very similar. We're gonna look at those defenses that they played because I have a feeling that this might be one of the best defenses they've seen in a long time. So we'll see how that goes. Oscar Urbina from Facebook says, agree with Phil. Fred Brown, what's going on? Fred said we do, but he's on the bench. I believe he was talking about when you were talking about a quarterback who could thread the needle. Yeah, said I've said it's going to be the mascot since it was in the Final Four contention.
I said Hogs. I said Hog was probably the best one. And a lot of people are like, no, it's military. It's got to be the dog. And I'm like, oh, that's cool too. But if you want to kind of have that link to the past that carries through present and forward, a hog with a 4-star with 4 stars on them and a hard hat, it'll work.
And Ellie says if we lose, Wentz is back. That's it. I agree because at that point you're 7-7-1. You got to win your last 2 to probably get in safely. I don't know. I think
if we lose this game against the Niners, we have to win the next 2 to make the playoffs. And I think that's why they'll make that switch to Wentz. They want
Joe Harris brings up a good point. He says if we're 100% out of the playoffs, I think we'll see Hal at the Cleveland game.
There's no way we could be 100% out of the playoffs after the 49ers game. So you won't see how.
Oh, mathematically, it's not.
Mathematically speaking, we still kind of control our destiny to a certain extent, because we can still overtake one of the other teams, whether if they slip, especially with the way Seattle's in a free fall right now. So really, it's the Giants and the Lions that we're keeping eyes on.
And Bears.
Bears ain't good. No, Bears are too far back.
Lions, Giants, and Bears. I was joking.
Lions, Packers, and Bears. Oh my!
Trying to make a joke that wasn't funny. All right, let's talk about some Pro Bowlers. We talked about Chase being back. Yep, we've been saying this for the last 3 episodes. Let's get him 10 to 15 snaps. Knock the dust off.
No. I think this was a case of hold him until you need him. And of course, we really needed him a couple weeks ago. But I think they thought, hey, we can get by this Giants game and we'll spring him on the Niners. And we didn't get by the Giants game, so now we have to spring him on the Niners. We need all the talent we can get out there, period.
You want to go all the way,
I think you're going to see Chase out there for a solid 20, 30 snaps easily.
Okay. That's fair. Well, let's talk about the next big subject, our Pro Bowlers. Man, we have 6 total Pro Bowlers this year, 4 starters and 2 alternates. I guess you could be technical and say Terry's not a starter because they're only calling the first 2 starters for whatever you want, however you want to take that. So, but we have 4 people made. So John Allen, Tress Way, Jeremy Reeves as a special teamer. Terry was originally presented as a starter, but they're only counting the first 2. But whatever. I think for all intents and purposes, he's probably a starter. And then
he's on the roster.
And then Deron Payne and Montez Sweat as alternates. And depending on who's in the Super Bowl, there's a great chance that they'll get to play. So shout out to all them dudes who made the Pro Bowl, man. It's good, refreshing because I don't remember last time we had at least 3 starters at once. It's been a while.
Terry's not okay. Yeah, Terry's not an alternate. He's a reserve, which means that he's an alternate gets on the roster if someone's pulled off for injury or for playing in the Super Bowl. A reserve is already on the roster, so basically he's a backup. He's like a third wide receiver, which I think he was third, wasn't he?
Yep. And I'm not gonna play it right here, but there is a video. You can look it up. The video of Ron informing all the players they made the Pro Bowl. It's just, it just makes me respect Ron as a leader, as a coach. I don't know about
don't play it.
A play caller. But I'm not gonna play it. But go watch it. It's a great video of him just being a stand-up dude. You know what I mean? It definitely waters the eyes.
Waterworks almost form. I was welling up a little bit.
It waters the eyes. It's really touching, and it's touching really for someone like Jeremy Reeves. So Jeremy Reeves, as most of you know, he's been in and out of the practice squad. He's been on the way. He's been waived a billion times.
They told him in high school he was never going to play because he broke his back. He had to walk on in college.
Show you this. I'm sorry, I just presented the wrong one. I do want to show you the path that Jeremy Reeves has taken to get to where he is. There's a tweet from Ross Tucker on Twitter. Hard to see, but if you can just go through this, this is how many times. I'll get out of here. But look at this. Starting back in 2018, I'm just going to go through this. Look, signed, waived, signed, released, practice squad, signed to the active roster from the practice squad, waived. September 19, signed to the practice squad. October 19, signed to the active roster. September 2020, waived. September 6th, 20, signed to the practice squad. You know what I mean? It's just a pattern.
The gist of it.
A pattern of in and out, in and out, in and out. And to go from that, yes, to go from that to being a Pro Bowl starter, a special team.
I don't know if you're going in and out enough. You're definitely going to be a Pro Bowl starter somewhere. You know,
you're going to be starting something. You got to be starting something. You're going to be starting something. So props to Jeremy Reeves. Go watch the video if you can find it of Ron breaking it down. It's emotional. And Tressway was so happy for him. It was just so genuine. It'll really make your day. That's all I'm saying. Go watch it if you have the opportunity. Go watch it.
I know in this day and age, I mean, it's kind of, you can say what you want about the fact that people look up to people that are their immediate figures in their lives as inspiration. They look to athletes, they look to musicians, they look to whoever, actors. But Jeremy Reeves is the guy. If you have kids, you point to them. You see, that's what happens when you don't give up. That's what happens when you show up every day. That's what happens when you put in the effort. You put in that time.
Perseverance. That's right.
He is the poster child for perseverance and work ethic. That's what gets you. And now he is recognized not just by his peers, but by the fans of the league.
Everybody.
That he is the best in the league in what he does.
Yam says also Tressway is a team MVP based on how happy he is for other players alone. I mean, I think he's team MVP just from his performance alone, but something like that just,
that's from the performance in that last Giants game. Jesus.
Yeah. Fantastic. All right. Let's get into breaking down the San Francisco 49ers. All right. Y'all put it in the chat. We're going to talk about it here. Dad, we'll start with you, man. How would you describe the 2022 San Francisco 49ers in your own words after you unmute your mic, Dev?
They would be exactly the Washington Commanders if they were any good. That would not. It's like we're the great value version of the 49ers. That being said, they're a team that runs the ball really effectively. They have way better linemen doing it. They do our game plan with better talent in certain positions. I think we're still better than them in skill positions, especially with Samuels not playing.
And they have our left tackle.
Yeah, they have our left tackle.
Who should still be on this team.
I don't know if he should still be on this team, but he should definitely still be on this team over Sadiq Charles.
You're Charles Leno?
I like Charles Leno, but I'm saying we should have Charles Leno and Williams. Hell, It's all good though.
Yeah. What about you? What about you, Phil?
Kind of took what I was going to say. I was going to say they are what we aspire to be as a team in terms of philosophy. You know, and say what you want about Garoppolo. Garoppolo was the ultimate game manager. Brock Purdy is what Taylor Heineke fans want Taylor Heineke to be. They tried to do the Trey Lance experiment, but that doesn't seem to have worked. But what they do is they run the ball. They run the ball effectively. They pass the ball efficiently, not blowing anybody out the water, but efficiently. I mean, having George Kittle definitely helps. Brandon Ayuk is finally playing the way people thought Brandon Ayuk could play. He's got 60 receptions this year, but 12.9 yards a catch. I mean, that's possession receiver type stuff.
Yeah.
They are who we want to be. They are what we aspire to be, with at least with Taylor under center.
Yeah.
Run the ball, stout defense, and just physically beat on teams.
Yeah. Let's take a look at their team stats here. So starting with their offense. So total points for, they're ranked 10th, which is surprising. I did not think that they'd be ranked 10th, but they are. 7th in total yards gained. They are 14th in total passing yards with 32-12. They're 9th in total passing touchdowns with 23 and 7 interceptions. They're third in the NFL on that. In rushing, they're 9th in attempts with 414, and they're 9th in the league with 1,868 total rushing yards. 8th in the league with 14 total touchdowns. They're averaging 4.5 yards a clip. But the defense is where we're really going to see, San Francisco shot. So you combine so these numbers, they're top third, almost in every category. Combine that with the top defense in the NFL, points for, first in the NFL, 210. Yards given up, first in the NFL, 4,006. Turnovers, 22. That's fourth in the NFL. First downs given up, 230. That's first in the NFL. And so touchdowns given up, passing, 13. That's second in the NFL. 14 interceptions gained, or, they have 14 interceptions.
So you're saying we got a shot?
Second. Yeah. So you're telling me there's a chance. And then rushing, their rushing defense, 304 attempts. That's first in the NFL. That means teams are playing from behind. And then 1,046 yards given up. That's first in the NFL. They're only giving up 3.4 yards attempt on the ground. First in the NFL. So that kind of counterbalances what our game plan normally is. So this is going to be a fascinating matchup. I think it really, really will be. Let's get to some of these comments here. Marcus says they're a better version of they are a version of the Washington Commanders with a better O-line. That's what Dev said, and have better offensive coaches. Yes,
their coach is an offensive coach.
Yes, very true. Yam said we could be a good team. There's too much talent being wasted. That said, we're missing a lot of major holes, depth. So dang frustrating. Amen, brother. Amen. So let's look at their opponents who they've played so far. So they started off the season.
I got an interesting stat comparison whenever you get a chance.
Okay, we'll go through this record here, and then we'll get to you, Phil. They started off the season 0-1. They lost to the Bears, 10-19. I believe Trey Lance was the quarterback. I don't know exactly when Trey Lance went down. We could dive into it, but they beat Seattle 27-7. They lost to the Broncos 10-11, which don't even ask me about that game. How you lose to the Broncos 10-11? Beat the Rams 24-9. They beat the Panthers 37-15. They lose to the
Falcons.
Same
shit about us when we beat them. How the hell did I lose?
We lose to the Falcons 14-28. They lost to the Chiefs 23-44. They beat the Rams 31-14, had their bye. Beat the Chargers 22-16. Beat the Cardinals 38-10. Beat the Saints 13-0. Beat the Dolphins 33-17. Beat the Bucks 35-7, and they beat the Seahawks again 21-13, and that leaves them at 10-4 coming to FedEx Field on Saturday.
I feel like they'd be two good teams. I feel like they'd be two good teams, and they're both named Seattle.
And that's what I wanted to get. Well, Kansas City too, offensively.
Miami.
Offensively, Kansas City. And Miami too. Miami's a great built team. So
they lost to Kansas City.
4
But
good teams.
here's the thing: the stats are staring you in the face, right?
Yeah, they lost Kansas City.
Look at all their losses. All right, they lost to the Bears, 2 turnovers. Lost to the Broncos, 3 turnovers. Lost to the Falcons, 3 turnovers. Lost to the Chiefs, 3 turnovers. They don't have. Look, if you look at that right there, all right, they have 6, 9, 11 turnovers in 4 games. The rest of the season, they have 4 turnovers, and
That's
they
true.
won. And the rest of those games, they won. So, if they're a team that does not play well from behind, so you have to force turnovers and get up on them early.
And it's clear they're not doing it with the passing game. If you look at the passing yards, it's averaging 230-ish, give or take.
Neither did Daniel Jones,
and that's with Jimmy G.
That's with Jimmy G, because he's been in for most of the season. Because I believe Trey Lance went down really early.
Week 2, he went down against the Seahawks.
There you go. So that's all rushing game. That's all CMC. Christian McCaffrey. There was another guy they traded. Was it Wilson to the Dolphins? And they had another guy who was on the IR running back. Let's scroll further down into player stats here. So passing, there's the passing stats. Jimmy G 7-3, man. The dude just figures it out. He's probably one of the best. I don't know. People might take insult. Game managers there are.
I still don't want him next year when he's free agent.
It's a high probability. I'll tell you what. If Carson's
my problem is if we had Jimmy G, I'd want to run the same offense we're running with Heineke. I just have a feeling that they would say, well, he's better than Heineke. We'll throw the ball 40 times. That's what I fear what would happen if they brought him here. And that's just not the guy he is.
Yep. Jimmy G, 67%, 0.2, 24-37, 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He just doesn't turn the ball over. You know what I mean? People aren't scared of him, but he's not going to lose you a game. Brock Purdy, the Mr. Irrelevant, the last player picked in the NFL draft, I believe, is from Iowa State. Don't I get him confused?
Brock Purdy sounds like a Big Ten corn-fed dude.
Yeah,
sounds like a music singer.
He's 62 for 93, 66.7 completion percentage, 678 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And I don't know if that's a product of him just being better than was evaluated. Is that a byproduct of Kyle Shanahan just being able to coach people? You know, I don't know how is he so successful? I'm not sure. He's not asked
to do much. Everything is yak. Everything is short. Everything is simple.
Yeah, that's true. And so they're offensive. So Kyle Shanahan calls the plays. We know that. And their offensive, they have a run game coordinator. You know, we've heard that before, right? A guy named Chris Forrester. They have a defensive coordinator, D'Amico Ryans, who we know who D'Amico Ryans is. Had a good, successful NFL career. And other than that, they have an offensive passing game coordinator and a run coordinator. Bobby Slowick for offensive passing game. And then their run coordinator is Chris Forrester. Was it Shanahan who did that, or was that Jay Gruden who had the run coordinator
Jay Gruden.
Okay.
He used Mike because Callahan was
Bill
the
Callahan
coordinator and the offensive line coach.
Check this out, though. They have their quarterbacks coach is Brian Greasy. So I hear he's a good quarterback coach. Wide receiver coach, Leonard Hankerson, old number 85, former Washington Redskin from the University of Miami.
I've never seen a man make more catches off of bobbles.
That's Featherstone.
But no, he wouldn't drop them. But he would, like, you throw him a bomb, right? I remember 3 or 4 times just in 2012 alone. Long pass over the middle, hits him right in the hands, bobble.
Yeah.
And then he'd bring it in. And I'm just like, dude, don't stop that. Like, he knows how to get open. Hankerson was a physical freak. He was fast and he was big. Just he was not a great route runner, which I think it's funny because he's a wide receivers coach.
Yeah.
But you know, he would get open, you'd hit him down the middle, and he would bobble the ball and then catch it. Like he just never stuck. It's the weirdest thing with him. But yeah, I think that's interesting.
Yep.
But again, he played here under Shanahan for a couple of years. Mike and Kyle. So I'm sure they liked him and they brought him along.
Couldn't stay healthy either. That was a bad part about them. They also have their assistant head coach / running backs coaches, Anthony Lynn. Lots of experience in Anthony Lynn. I think he coached. He was on the defensive. He was at Detroit, but I think he was the old Chargers coach. Was he not? If I'm not mistaken. I think
Who was that?
Anthony Lynn.
Yes, Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers coach. Chris McDaniel says 49ers had a bunch of guys against Kansas City. Probably a bunch of guys out, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I think like 10. Chris Olone, what's up, brother, from Facebook? I said, let's number 8 and number 4. 8 and 4. Heineke. Oh,
B-Rob.
Yeah. Andre Shorter's now catching up about how
I actually kind of liked the last game how I kind of liked some of the deep passes attempts for Heineke. I felt like he almost hit a couple of them. I didn't feel like they were bad. The only one I noticed that was really bad was the one right before halftime when he had Dotson just streaking down the middle of the field, no one on him.
Well, like he shorted Samuel on a ball.
He shorted Samuel. Yeah, he shorted Samuel on a for sure touchdown pass. But I think that some of the shots he took to Dayami, I think he took one to him. Obviously, the one he took that connected with Dotson.
I would like to see more of that. I don't know if this 49ers line is going to let you get that off so easily, but
man, I mean, I think we need to get him. I think we need to get a Heineke on the edge a little more this game. I like that he kept some of those RPOs. He should keep more. He should have kept more of them. But I guess we wasn't talking about that. But still, man, something to think about it. You're muted, Steve.
Chris Olone said, is he a Cyclone? I had a buddy that was a center there in 0306. Cyclone I'm guessing is that
Iowa State.
Okay, they are the Cyclones. Okay. And Iowa is the Hawkeyes, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know which one he is, to be honest with you. Chris McDaniel says,
body like a cyclone. Sorry.
T-Pain. Purdy, he's pretty good. He's kind of cocky and he hits the receivers on time. He absolutely believes he belongs as a starter. And he prepares if he's going to get a chance, and now he's got one.
Man, look, I watched the last game. If he plays like he did last game, he's going to get killed, dog. Like
he was reckless.
Okay, you know how Daniel Jones went in the first half?
Yeah.
In both games against us, let's just short passing us to death. That's Brock Purdy.
Right.
That's Brock Purdy right there.
Yeah.
He's got killed.
So whatever defense we put in to counter that.
Yeah.
That needs to be it.
James says, I really have no answer for this week and debating if I even feel like watching next 3 games. I can watch fully, but why do I do that to myself over the holidays? Hey, as long as we got a chance, we're all in.
You can't fail before we're eliminated.
Not yet.
I swear to God, I've seen people call for us to tank. I've seen this today, and I want to just throttle people.
Trevor Lawrence is still.
If the playoffs started today, you're in. You want to you're just assuming losses are coming. We assumed we'd have 2 wins against the Giants.
Let's see how we do against the 49ers. If it's a shit show, then I'm not saying it's over, but this will be a telling game. We thought the 49ers game was important. This is a real test. And it can't come out like they did against 49ers. That's the bottom line. Yam said Trevor Lawrence is cooking. He is cooking. He turned it around, man. 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 3,500 yards, 96 quarterback rating. Trevor Lawrence turned around. It did take year and a half. But when you're the first overall pick, I think people expect it to come a lot quicker. Marcus says we have to pressure Purdy, contains Christian McCaffrey and Kittles, and on offense, use all 3 running backs and good short passes. Yeah, you got to get the ball out quick. You got to. Yam says, per Al Galdi, Forbes report that Dan Snyder has received bids for the Commanders well north of $7 billion.
Yeah, we expected that.
If I'm the team, I'm probably floating some fake numbers out there. If I'm Dan, I'm floating fake numbers out there to generate interest. But that's just me. That's a scam I would run.
I hate to say this, but no one's going to believe Dan over the other leaks from these camps.
But Yam says, Phil, I've never bailed. I'm the guy who's been getting up at 2 to 4 a.m. games. LOL. Yeah, him. The guys in the UK, they got to do the same thing. Yeah,
poor Andy.
They got the same thing. Yep. Chris says, I'll be at the 49ers game, Yam, for Chase's return. I'm all in. Chris, make sure you take some pictures, post them in the Addicts Washington Football Addicts Facebook group. We can't We want to see those, man, because we would love to, see how the environment is, how much the burgundy and gold show up.
By the
So
way, I'm not that big a fan of 49ers of Levi Stadium.
used to be
Not
Candlestick back in the day.
Candlestick was dope.
Candlestick was RFK of the West.
Yeah, that Giants played there, right? Giants played there?
No, yeah, the Giants and the Niners played there.
Yep. Yeah, it was awesome to see. I remember Bo Jackson running on that field, on the baseball field part, because remember, they would keep the baseball field kind of up. They never didn't
Oakland
fully tear
did
it
that
down.
too with the A's.
That's what I mean. I'm sorry. That's what I remember.
Raiders.
That format was Bo Jackson winning with the A's. They would leave the baseball field up. Yeah, just fascinating. Good stuff. And I see a lot of videos of, Steve Young and Joe Montana tearing it up.
On dirt.
Candlestick on dirt. That's right. Jimmy says tank is loser talk. All right, let's go down to the rest of the statistics here for the key players. So rushing, no secret. Christian McCaffrey. He did have some injuries. He got traded from Carolina a third of the way through the season. So this is probably only his stat since he's been in San Francisco.
No, that's full season.
That's full season. So he must have been out in Carolina then.
He was in and out.
I know he missed a game when he transferred.
Yeah, because he hasn't played. Well,
I don't know.
Maybe. You have to look at his stats individually.
Yeah.
I thought I didn't realize. I mean, damn, if he's got 115 carries already, damn, they were leaning on him.
Yeah, but he started 7 games here. At least what's on the screen here. 534.
Yeah, that is since he's came
4 touchdowns, multi-purpose back. He's had 51 targets, 41 receptions, 346 yards for 3 touchdowns, and that's only second to Deebo Samuel in receptions. Deebo has 91 targets, 54 receptions, and 612 yards, but he is out. Deebo also has 228 rushing yards. So their rushing attack, I hate to say it, very kind of similar to what Scott's trying to do, they're just much more successful at it. So they had CMC and they had Jeff Wilson, 406 yards for Wilson. But Deebo Samuel, 228 yards as a receiver who's running the ball out of the backfield. I think that's where
I got a comparison here.
Okay, go ahead.
Deebo and Curtis this year. Rushing. Deebo, 41 carries, 228 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5.6 a carry. Curtis Samuel, 36 carries, 189 yards, 1 touchdown, 5.3 a carry. Receiving, Curtis Samuel has 57 catches for 600 yards, 3 touchdowns. Deebo Samuel, 54 catches, 612 yards, 2 touchdowns. They're having almost identical seasons.
Yeah.
Deebo's definitely getting has more yards.
Right.
Not by a terrible amount, but you're talking about 789 for Curtis combined to 840 for Deebo. And they're only 2 touches apart. Yep. Curtis has 3 more catches. Deebo has 5 more carries. So Deebo has 2 more touches than Curtis between rushing and receiving. They're having pretty much the same year. And think of it this way. Deebo splits his receptions amongst Kittle and Ayuk. Curtis does it amongst Terry and John Dotson.
Right.
Sanders also plays less games because he gets hurt all the time.
Well, Deebo did play. Yeah, Deebo's played in 12 games this year. Curtis has been in 14. But I still think it's interesting that they're very close. So I think that it's funny that we have 2 guys named Samuel who do the exact same thing.
Yeah. Same thing. It's a good comparison. I'm glad you brought those stats up. Yam says San Fran plays 20 miles north of San Fran. That's where the Cowboys were like 21 miles away. Or he said 75 mile. Dan can't type. That's a long ways. Yeah, Chris said Levi is in Santa Clara, south of San Francisco. Okay. It's south of San Francisco.
Santa Clara
is
better than San Francisco.
25 miles. It's not too bad for that area. I'm guessing it's
Santa Clara is much nicer than San Francisco.
Yeah, it's way better than San Francisco. Y'all tripping.
Yeah. So let's move on to the injury report. So taking it from our trusty friend, old Nikki Javala, giving us the injury report. Trusted source. Here it is for today. This is as of today. So for the Washington Commanders, Sadiq Charles concussion is out for the game. Didn't practice Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. He's out. No love lost. Cam Crow had an ankle. He was limited. Didn't practice Thursday today. He's questionable. Benjamin St. Juste ankle, limited, questionable as well. And then Antonio Gibson has a foot, limited, full today. Andrew Norwell, shoulder, he was full today. Brian Robinson Jr., quad, full today. Chase Young, knee, limited. No game status, but Ron came out and said he's going to be active. For the 49ers, a very extensive injury report. So Jimmy Garoppolo, a foot, he is out. The offensive lineman Kevin Givens, out. Deebo Samuel, ankle, didn't practice, out.
That's huge.
That's very huge. So they have I'm not going to go. They have a ton of people who are limited, but Tavarius Moore, defensive back, knee illness is questionable. Eric Armstead, defensive lineman, he's full. Christian McCaffrey was full today. Brock Purdy was limited. So last week, Brock Purdy didn't throw a pass till Thursday, right before the game. So he's battling a rib injury. So that's kind of a big deal. I have no idea who their backup quarterback is. It was probably
Josh Johnson.
We know Josh Johnson very well. I kind of wish he would have stayed on this team as a backup quarterback, by the way.
Yeah, that dude gave us. It's funny because the way a lot of people look at Heineke, that's how I treated Josh Johnson when he stepped in. Like I was like, oh my God, we might have something with this guy. Build around him. Yeah,
I do want to go back real quick to I left too early. I do want to show the defensive stats because this team is defensive in nature. So I'll just start with interceptions. Talanoa Hufanga, he's a Pro Bowler, four interceptions. Fred
First
Warner.
of all, congratulations on that. I can't say none of that.
That was well played, Steve.
Tashawn Gibson has 2. Jimmy Ward has 2. Dre Greenlaw, linebacker. Fred Warner, linebacker. Pro Bowler has 1.
Fred Warner, by the way, I wanted to draft him in this past draft. Yeah. He was one of the guys that in my mock drafts constantly was picking up because I thought he would have been a great compliment to put with Jamin and or Cole Holcomb if you wanted to go traditional 4-3. Because Fred Warner swarms the ball, and you see it there. I mean, dude's a rookie. Dude's a rookie, and he is a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, straight up. Look at their pass deflections. Travaris Ward, Fred Warner once again with the pass deflections. Talanoa Hufanga, Pro Bowl selection with 8, and it just goes on down the line. So the defense is on point. Let's look at forced fumbles. They're pushing. They got a bunch with 2. They have a ton of forced fumbles, ranging from everyone. Nick Bosa only has 1, surprisingly. But some of those forced fumbles resulted only in 1 touchdown. But let's get to the sacks. Nick Bosa, 15.5 sacks. Pro Bowl selection by himself. 15.5. Samson.
And everybody else is just
everyone
rotating
else 4.5, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2.
All the guys rotating on the other side, Nick.
So there's your focus right there. What will Scott do to neutralize Nick Bosa coming off the edge is the question. Logan Thomas isn't the answer.
Logan Thomas better not throw another block in his life
and fall backwards. So get creative, run away from him, chip him with, put Bates back there.
You have got to do. The Giants showed you a way you can do this with the quick passing game. Especially with the fact that they have 3 corners who are all questionable right now. 3 corners are all questionable right now on that injury list, right? Yep. Their defensive backfield, little thin. If you can get some of these quick passes off, I mean, against guys who may be playing but are playing, banged up enough to be questionable at this point in the week, you might be able to get something. Look, quick slant. Quick hitch, everything. Just turn the running game. You're playing San Francisco, and you're going to have to do West Coast style. You turn the passing game into an extension of your running game.
That's it. Just how Tom Brady used to do it in his latter days in the Patriots. This stat right here should scare you. Nick Bosa, 38 quarterback hits. The next person, Charles Omenihu, 14. 38-14. That should scare you. Omenihu. Let's get some of these comments.
Omenihu.
Marcus says, I would love to have B-Rob and Samuel in the backfield as B-Rob and Gibson. I wish Scott Turner was more creative with his offensive schemes.
Nah, man, Scott Turner will take beat Rob out the game on 3rd and 3, and then run it with a receiver.
Pass the
the
Pete
middle.
Carroll. Pete Carroll. I'm not going to give it to Marshawn Lynch. I'm a pass in the Super Bowl. Yam says, I don't want the team to tank. Just not convinced they can win. They have talent, just not used or accentuated properly. We saw that with the misuse of William Jackson alone.
What's William Jackson doing in Pittsburgh?
I don't even know if he's playing yet. It was just bad. Well, Ron already came out and said it was a bad evaluation to begin with. They owned up to it. Deuce, Red Zone in the Lab, Predators back. Happy holidays, my guys. Make sure y'all are following Red Zone in the Lab on YouTube. Deuce is our boy. Make sure if you're not subscribed, go over.
If you're on Twitter,
subscribe.
You're on Twitter, follow Deuce. He's the king of the spaces.
That's right. Yam says, y'all forget we make backups and rookies look like all pros at times. Yes, and it's so frustrating. I don't know if we've done it this year. I mean, you could say Cooper Rush, but he wasn't a world beater. They beat us, but it wasn't like
Cooper Rush didn't really beat us.
Yeah, it wasn't like overpowering. Yes, we lost to them, but it wasn't because of Cooper
We
Rush.
gave them a bunch of pass interference penalties.
Yeah. Andre says Heineke's going to have a few passes deflected. I'm sure it's coming. Travaris Ward has 11 pass deflections. Fred Warner has 10. Talanoa Hufanga has 8. They have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nick Bosa only has 1 pass deflection, but
so you're talking about quarterback hits. Bosa has 38. Montez Sweat leads our team with 26.
There we go.
Then you have John Allen with 17. Deron Payne with 16. James Smith-Williams with 15.
JSW.
And
now,
Chase
how many
Young
total
is coming
sacks
back,
do they have?
allegedly?
How many total sacks do the Niners have?
Total sacks, they have 39.
We have 34.
There we go. So we're right there.
How
That's
many
what I'm
total
saying.
quarterback hits do they have?
Quarterback hits, they have 98.
We have 96.
Okay, we're right there. Like I said before we started, we are the first, I'd say we're their first tough defense they're going to see. So it's going to be exciting.
We're the first physical defense.
Right.
That they're going to see in a while. Like just that's what we do.
Yeah.
That would be a good team all year.
My boy Douglas Washington, aka Donato, my home dog from college, Army buddy, says, what do you call 53 millionaires around a TV watching the Super Bowl? The San Francisco 49ers. Yes. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Andre says,
the Cowboys.
Or the Cowboys. Yes, and the Cowboys. It's their year, right? Bosa's going to run through Lucas all game long. I'm terrified, man. I'm terrified. You know, Yam said it. Our line's going to need tight end, running back help, period. That's right. They will. I mean, we just got to see what Scott does, but the blueprint's there. We can see it as fans. So it shouldn't be rocket science, right?
I'd love to see us get creative with the chips on Bosa. Especially out of the backfield. I'd love to see out of backfield chips. So if you get like Bates or Turner back there, like an H-back, this is where Joe Gibbs would have the H-back just ramming into Bosa all day long. That's what he did with
put Cole back there a little bit this last game.
We need Larry Centers or Darrell Young.
Cole, and I would like to see him do this. All right, Bosa's going to try to go. If Bosa tries to go wide on Lucas, have Lucas play it wide. So when he cuts back inside, boom, he's getting chipped. Instead of having the chip come from the outside, sometimes run that chip on the inside. If he's there, hit him. If not, leak out to the side as basically being a dump off.
Right.
And you got him there. You can do things like that because I think that Bosa is used to teams playing him the same way. You know, it's either double team or you're chipping them from the outside in.
Yeah.
Well, play against that. Chip it from the inside out. I think these are the things I sit around and think of when I probably should be even more productive at work. But I'm really good at what I do. So
Yim says Turner out here auditioning for other teams already anyways. Fine, let him go. I mean, there's a good chance him and Jack Del Rio. If anyone deserves it, is Jack Del Rio. Look at the first couple weeks, and then he made the adjustments, and this has been a world-class defense ever since.
Yeah, I heard someone say Jack Del Rio needs to go. I'm like, really?
Scott, peace.
Scott needs to go.
Peace. Yim says, does Scott even know we have tight ends on the roster anymore? Much less. I think that's a Taylor Heineke thing. Carson Wentz liked the tight ends. I don't know why Taylor has just fallen out of favor with the tight ends. What? Taylor doesn't like the tight ends?
You say he likes the loose ends?
He likes the loose ends? Andre says, I predict
He's to
Dodgers
tie up some
game
loose ends when he's on the field.
will say some point, try to tackle McCaffrey at the ankles instead of the waist and completely miss the tackle. But that's what McCaffrey does. He makes people miss. It's you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Let's go to Commanders win if. Phil, let's start with you first. Everyone else put yours in the chat. Commanders win if.
The Commanders win this game if we can turn it into a total just a bloodbath slugfest. If we just make this game real ugly, like everything is earned, everything for both sides is 3 yards in a cloud of dust, both passing, running, everything. You limit the fancy shit from the 49ers because they really do a good job of doing some fancy shit and just really, they love the slick plays, well-blocked trickery. Stay at home, turn this into a very traditional slugfest type game, and you have a chance to win because now it becomes an even matchup.
Right. Okay. Dev, Commanders win if.
Josh Jackson starts quarterback.
Josh Johnson.
Yeah, that guy. I say we win if, like, we just got to get Chase Young has to be 2 years ago. Chase Young, we got to have that kind of game against San Fran that we had 2 years ago when Chase was a rookie. It was eaten from Williams' plate. We need that. We need that guy back, and maybe that's why Ron saved him, man. Maybe Ron wanted this guy to pick the team up. Maybe that was all his game plan. But I'm hoping that Chase comes in and becomes, the Rookie of the Year Chase.
Yeah, I don't think he will. At least, I mean, that's a lot to expect. Of course, that's what we need. But first game back, and since ACL injury,
I think all it's going to take for him to
play.
Make a big practice, one play. He just needs to make one play. He needs to get a fumble recovery or strip a ball or get a sack. I think that he has enough. He has that Heineke factor himself where he does something good, it rubs off on the other team. And I think that is something they're needing. He doesn't need to be out there 30 snaps, 45 snaps, on defense. I think that he's out there on a key third and longs. I think that's ideal for us. And if he gets a couple of pressures and manages to get a sack or a turnover, I think that'll be huge, not only on the field, but I think for our locker room as well.
Yeah,
I think they need that pickup, especially away on a short week across the country to the best team in the division in the NFC West division, anyways.
Yep, that's fair. To me, I think Commanders win if they can neutralize Joey Bosa. I think he's the X factor in this game. If we can neutralize him, take him out of the game, I think that's the key to victory, in my humble opinion. Let's see what some of the people in here says. Marcus says, if Scott Turner can call a good game and if Taylor can get chemistry with Logan Thomas, defense pressure Brock Purdy. Chris Smith from YouTube said, yeah, he's not bang, bang, Niner gang. I don't know. Yeah, I'm guessing you might be a Niners fan jumping in on this podcast. So, hey, if you are, thank you for watching.
Whoa.
I don't know how to interpret that comment.
Pause. What the 49ers do to each other in the locker room should not be for public consumption.
Alan Wright on Facebook says he wasn't even practicing days ago. Don't expect him to be impressive. That's what I was trying to say, but it'd be sure nice.
But he's been practicing for weeks.
He hasn't practicing. He's been going full speed too. I think that's
so he takes a day off of practice. Don't want to be impressive.
Yeah,
I don't expect him to be impressive because he hasn't played in over a year. I expect him to be good.
Yeah. Chris McDaniel says Commanders win if we get turnovers and at least 2 and turn them into points. And I think our defense can do it. I think Rob can run on them, and then we can get in the red zone, run it right at Bosa,
with the running back
tackle with a running back. That's the key, right?
Keep some of those RPOs, Taylor. If you're watching, I know you don't watch, but if you're watching, you know what I'm saying. Keep some RPOs.
They calling me. Ian said, yes, turnovers or lack thereof will determine this game. Period. Bang, bang, minor gang is an E40 song. See, Chris from the West Coast.
I knew that. Why come I didn't say anything?
I haven't.
Hey, I'll tell y'all a cool story. One time at the
Last time I
N1
cared about
mix,
E40.
one time in Louisville at an N1 mixtape tournament, I went to it, and after that, we went across the bridge to Evansville to a casino where our friend Denny
for the Philly
yeah,
fan.
he was at the blackjack table, and guess who was sitting beside him? E40. And he kept losing on the numbers tonight, and Denny played his numbers, E40's numbers, and won 7 bands. E40 won more than that. It took him for a ride around town in his limousine, and also like his son and all them were out there. They were rappers and stuff. It was pretty cool, man.
I like E40, but E40, much like the Niners, little more hype for themselves than what it is. Because E40 will tell you that every slang term that has ever been spit by a rapper in the last 30 years was invented by him.
He does handshakes.
And I like E40, but he's trying to say that he invented. I remember him in an interview says, "I invented you smell me. You smell me, bro? Really? You put that sentence?
I believe it, man. I believe it.
Man,
like, think back to the click, man. You smell it. You got you don't know it.
You get him too short and Scarface together. Boy, that's the royalty.
Man,
right
they got an album out. Damn it. What's it called when you think of your Mount Rushmore? It's called Mount Rushmore. It's got him, E40, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, and Snoop. I'm talking about not Dr. Dre, Snoop, Too Short, Ice Cube, and E40. They got an album out, all 4 of them together. It's called Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. Chris Smith is not a fan, so that comeback was horrible. That's why.
Don't whoop
your ass. It's
Chris,
mutual. I'm sure E40 don't care about you either. Niners.
I love E40.
E40 don't know you exist, and you're jocking him right here. Come on now.
Hurricane, but some can call it Slurricane. Hey, y'all know about this stuff.
E40 is Bay Area royalty. I respect E40. I love a lot of his joints. All right.
E40 is dope. You tripping. The click was dope.
The Politician is one of my favorite albums by him. I still bump Automatic to this day.
Automatic.
Him and
One Love.
I love that track.
One Love was dope.
One love. All right, let's go into predictions here. So for predictions, just before we do that, I just want to give the line. Right now, it's the Niners -7. You take away the 3 points. So Niners -4 at home. Over under is 37.5. This is according to FanDuel Sportsbook. So we'll just roll for all intents and purposes. It's -7 spread. Take the home point advantage away. It's -4. Let's go ahead and lock in what some of these predictions are. Put them in the chat. Dev, let's start with you. How you thinking this game's going to turn out? Let's go.
We score E40 against the 49ers. Nah, I'm joking. We're not going to do it.
We ain't scored 40 all year, man.
We
ain't going to start now.
We're scoring our typical 17 points. But I think we win this one, man. I think that Purdy's going to see some stuff he hasn't seen all year. I think Washington plays a real vanilla-style offense and just basically tries to play keep away and turnover-free football. I think we win 17-12. Good guys.
17-12.
Yeah.
All right.
The guy that predicted the future the other day told me the score, by the way. He said that we're going to win 17-12, and if we don't, he's a farce.
Damn, man. Talk about staking your entire reputation on the line.
Right. Santa Claus also co-signed
our lone 49ers fan said, not joking him, and you don't like E40. I think we all said we like E40. I don't think.
I know. It's like I say I literally like name songs by him, but like I name
we don't smash all jock that. Chris Smith, put your prediction down in the chat.
He did. The very next comment.
Okay. 28-10 49ers. So you're going.
Bill doesn't like Santa Claus either. Don't be offended.
So you're a homer. Like, listen to what Vegas is saying. Basically 4 points, and you're saying 18 points. But you know what? I'll log it because we log all the predictions and we keep the receipts. We bring them back. That's both for friendly and foe. Chris Smith, I got you on YouTube. 28-10 San Francisco. I got you, man. That's a bold prediction. Yam 28-17 San Francisco. So we got Yam going with the other team, going with the 45. Over under, so definitely taking the over. Andre says if we can also hit Purdy in the mouth, we can win. Hit him in the ribs. He's got some tender spare ribs, man. Christmas says, at Rudy, Spike is eggnog. He's drunk. LOL. Marcus says, Washington 24, San Francisco 21. A merry and blessed Christmas to you and your tremendous family. That's right. Phil, what you got, man? What's your prediction?
This is going to be ugly for both sides. It's going to be physical. I don't see us pulling this one out, but I don't see it being a blowout either. So I'm going to say 20-16 Niners.
20-16 San Francisco. Phil with the San Francisco pick. Christmas says, go look at our past scores. Let's
go look at the past defenses you played.
I'm going with
trash. Oh, now you're playing us. A top 10 defense. Let's see how you do then.
You don't want predicting us to lose, Phil.
All that being
But I'm
said,
also predicting us to only lose by 4, not 18, not 11 like Yam did.
All that being said, I'm going 20-17 San Francisco. I just think at home they're going to pull it off.
They're non-believers.
Hitting the under. Hey, right now.
I'm not a believer because of our quarterback. That's really why. I don't think he can beat this defense.
Yeah.
He's beat him before.
Yeah.
When?
Chris McDaniel.
Your fault, isn't he? No,
that was Alex Smith.
He's worse.
No. Hold on.
That Alex Smith.
It wasn't Alex Smith. It was our defense beat the Niners.
That's what we got to do this time.
Jimmy Lee Patterson says E40 is trash.
Crazy.
Nah,
I ain't gonna say that. See, I'm not gonna say that.
Phil also
hates
Phil also hates Christmas, rainbows, and unicorns too. By the way,
who?
Phil.
Me?
he hates.
We got Chris McDaniel going 24-17 San Francisco. H. Allen from Facebook says, thanks for doing this, guys. Happy holidays. Hey, we appreciate you, H. Allen. Put your score prediction down in the chat. I just got a very fresh signed Art Monk card. Anyone guesses the score, it's still in the wrapper. I'll give it to you.
Hey, Phil, I saw a t-shirt today at work. A dude said, Santa Claus isn't real. Your mama's just broke. Yeah, I said it. And it was the end of the shirt. It said something like Santa isn't real. I buy your gifts. Your mama's broke. Or something like that. It's like, wow, bro. Yeah. I want one.
All right. Keep going. So Chris Smith says, who y'all been playing? All right. Let's address
the
this.
Whole division's better than y'all.
Hold up. I have the latest NFL strength of schedule rankings. All right, so let's talk about that right there. Okay, this is the latest NFL strength of schedule rankings. Look who's number 3. Our average opponent rank 8.4. So we're at the 3rd hardest schedule in the NFL right now, with our average opponent being ranked in the top 8 of the NFL.
First of all, salute Steve. He pulled that out his ass fast.
Let's see where the Niners fit. Oh, 27th. You've been facing on average ranked 21st,
21st.
20. I was trying to say
21th.
Mixed 1 and 4.
God, love it when someone says something and it's statistically the opposite.
So there's Chris Smith. There you go. You've been facing the 21st ranked team's total strength of schedule. The Commanders are sitting at number 3 with the 3rd hardest strength of schedule ranking for the rest of the season. So, for the season. So there you go. But before, if we talked about this before the season, I forget I don't know where we were ranked preseason though, because things change throughout the season. Teams are better.
We had the 3rd easiest schedule in the league going into the season.
My, how the tables have turned.
Yeah, straight up.
My, how the turntables.
Yeah. Yam says, if we win, I'll crack my first drink in almost a year. Salute, Yam. Ryan says, Ryan Purdy gets smacked out the game. That's the only way we win. Hey, don't sleep on Josh Johnson. We know Josh Johnson is able to come in and do some work.
Yam says, if we win, I'll crack my first drink of the year. Yam, if we win, it won't even be my first drink of the day.
No, we well up to it. We got.
We'll sing Christmas carols if we win. We'll be on here. The weather outside is weather.
Weather outside is cold as shit.
14-13 Commanders, and Carson plays the second half. I'm gonna write that down too.
Oh, that's a good question.
They get a lot of people upset there. H. Allen has 28-17 49ers. Okay. We'll do a recap here in a second. Who else we got here in the chat? We got Tony Shivers from Facebook, 24-17 Niners.
Damn, am I the only one that thinks we're going to win?
Hey, there's realists, and there's homers.
Carson comes in. I don't know how to predict this.
I just called a homer, but I get you're right.
Yeah, Reds. Hey, Deuce, I'll send you that right after this, man. I got you. Chris says, guys, y'all division has been competitive for years. Always
damn, look, he doesn't have an argument. He goes to the
Last
all
game of the
cap.
year, finally, y'all playing hard. I mean, we do have the best division in football, but I will be the first one to tell you,
football this year
would have never predicted that.
That's what everybody does, man. Whenever they start losing and it starts going downhill, they start bringing up the past, man. I'm like Mark McGuire at the steroids deposition, man. I'm just here to talk about today.
Let's talk about the fact that all the good teams in your division this year have all been trash.
I'm just here to talk about today, just like Mark McGuire at
this
the
season.
steroid gate.
Let's talk about the fact that you can't even continue to have a discussion. You immediately went to all caps because someone provided something factual.
Yeah,
Dallas ran y'all division last year, and he didn't run it. They didn't run it this year.
Chris Smith is like a CIA. Chris Smith is like a CIA operative name too, by the way. It's like a name that spies use. You know what I'm saying?
He's an op.
Chris Smith. Tune in Monday.
We will tune in Monday. Shy Guns, what's up, Shy Guns? Our Green Bay Packers fan, homeboy, living in Chicago. 24-13. 49ers. Wah, 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 wah. We got you. I got you, log, bro.
It could happen.
Deuce says, I said Commanders, Dev. I'm with you.
That's right, Deuce.
Jeremiah Glasgow says, we own the 49ers. You know what? We need to look up that history real quick. What is the record between the Washington Redskins, Washington football team, whatever, versus the 49ers? Overall record from start to finish.
Overall, they got us.
Last 5 matchups. We've been trading wins and losses.
What's the overall record?
View all matchups. They do lead the all-time series 21-12-1.
21-12-1. Okay. I'm guessing a bulk of those are from Joe Montana.
The 90s, yeah.
Actually, I'll tell you where it is.
I'm worried about the current team.
Here is all the predictions. I logged it in the chat. Just for the record, because we keep the receipts here on Command This. Sorry for the spacing. That's just how it came.
Jeremiah, what's your score prediction?
Jeremiah, give us your score prediction in the chat so we can log it.
I want to know. No one thinks we're going to win but me. I think we can win.
I mean, I'll just read for the audio crowd. I'll just go over it again. Dev has Washington winning 17-12. Marcus Edelman has Washington winning 21-24. I have San Francisco winning 20-17. Phil has San Francisco winning 20-16. Chris Smith, 49ers fan, has them winning 28-10. Yam has 28-17 49ers. Chris McDaniel has 24-17 49ers. Jimmy Lee Patterson, 20-17 49ers. 20-17 Washington. Deuce has 14-13 Commanders, and Carson plays the second half. H. Allen has 28-17 49ers. Tony Shivers has 24-17 Niners. And Shotguns has 24-13 Niners. Jeremiah Glasgow has 20-13 Commanders. So we got a mostly 49ers predictions in here. Just a reminder that the FanDuel spread right now is -7 at home. So actually it's -4 with the 3-point home field advantage. So we got 20-13 Commanders for Jeremiah. So yeah, there we go. Here we go. Ryan, 30-13 San Francisco. Oh man, he's going big. That's a big blowout.
I'm looking here.
30-13 San Francisco. Okay.
I don't think we get blown out if we lose.
Actually, yeah. So I'll tell you exactly what happened was.
Chris, you're saying
we have a long losing streak. We had a long losing streak from the late 80s to the late 90s against the Niners. That's really what the difference is. We owned them in the 70s. We traded back and forth throughout the 80s, and then especially in that 84 NFC Championship game. It's a forgotten classic, by the way. If you've never watched that NFC Championship game between the Niners, led by Joe Montana from Notre Dame, and the Redskins, led by Joe Theismann from Notre Dame, go watch it. It's a fun game to watch. We won with a field goal with 40 seconds left. Spoiler alert. If you haven't watched it by now, what kind of fan are you?
Chris, you said it don't matter. We're gonna beat y'all ass. Keep them receipts. I don't know if you've been listening. 9 out of 14 people watching this show said the 49ers will
Including
win.
me.
And including me too. Because we're
Not
not
me.
homers.
But you ain't beating us by 18.
We are
Not me. Fuck you, Chris Smith.
Real.
I'm
Own it, Dev. Own it. We are realists. We ain't
I'm
homers. We are realists. Yes, we want our team to win, but I predicted.
Man, I don't think we're
You
going to be by
this
our last
dude,
dude's last name
I
Purdy.
swear to
I don't think
God,
it's gonna happen.
I'll bet you this dude doesn't even have his own comments. He like copy and paste shit he said in every other opposing team's chat.
I'm telling you why we're gonna win, man, because Purdy's gonna turn it over.
I mean,
I think that's what
he hasn't done it yet.
2 interceptions
I think
so far.
It's gonna turn it over.
I mean, granted, he's played against defenses.
He played against a decent defense last game and had 2 turnovers. You have 2 turnovers against us, we ain't gonna turn it. I mean, Longs won't fumble. Heineke.
Yeah, he's sitting at 6-2, 66%. I mean, I think Kyle Shanahan's a good coach.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan.
He sets it up for him to be successful. Give him the Shanahan jobs, giving out Shanahan jobs to everybody, man. Shanahan jobs to everybody. But I mean, Brock Purdy, he played.
Chris Smith loved giving out Shanahan jobs.
His last game, Seattle, he put up 217-2. I mean, he hasn't, like I said, he's not a world beater, but
he puts up Heineke numbers. He's better than Heineke.
That's right. Tony said, ranting in all caps, straight from the troll ham.
Yeah, Chris, CIA operative.
Smith. The worst thing about the NFL fandom, most watch the fans are realists and complain about our own team than fans of other teams. They can get anything by piling on.
Let's be real, all right? If anyone can diss our team, it's us, all right? Let us diss us for you. We'll do a better job at it.
We do it respectfully, man. It's just, we ain't like Cowboys. Oh, it's our year. Every year is our year. No, we know every year's not our year. We ain't delusional.
We know most years ain't our year.
We're just happy that we're going to be looking at a playoff berth.
We know every year is not our year, actually. Yeah. We're on the opposite side of it.
Chris Smith, I'm guessing you say your team's going to win every game, right? You probably do. And that's okay. That's what a homer does. We don't do that here. That's not what we do. We take everything in consideration. We make true statements, and that's
I don't know, man. I think that I've said we win every game. I think I've never had this.
Said Phil, stop, give it up. These jokes, woohoo, horrible. Goddamn.
I mean, you can say that behind a computer screen, but I'm not the one who's continually typing in all caps, screaming for attention.
You think Purdy's a lot better than Heineke after 2 games?
I get more hate from my own fan base.
I could cherry pick
than you're getting from me right
better
now.
Than Purdy's.
I'm laughing at you.
I mean, if you just go off numbers alone,
right? I mean, he played 2 games. So, I mean, can you not find 2 Heineke games? And
listen.
Better than
Brock Purdy's played 2 games. He's played 6 games and he has 6 touchdowns. Taylor Heineke has played 8 games and he has 10 touchdowns. He's 4 away with 6 less games, I guess you could say. I don't know.
He also has Kyle Shanahan versus, Rod Turner.
Yeah. I just don't want Trent Williams to go out and just maul our alignment.
He hasn't done it. He hasn't done it yet.
No, I'm excited to see. I don't know if he's left tackle. If that should be Montez Sweat side, unless they move him around. But to see Montez go against Trent's going to be exciting. I mean, Trent's still probably top 3, maybe top 3 left tackles in the NFL.
He's number 1, bro.
You think so? I think he's rated number 3 in Pro Football Focus. I don't think he's number 1.
But that's stupid. Pro Football Focus eat a dick. He's number 1, man.
Yeah.
We all know that Dev will always be a stand for Trent Williams.
I like Trent Williams, man. I love Trent
I'm not
Williams.
a stand for Trent Williams. I do like Trent Williams a lot. I like him when
I don't mind trading him. I just didn't want to trade him for Sadiq Charles, bro.
I mean, the wrong kid died.
Right, the wrong kid died, bro.
Trent Williams should be on this team still.
Right. Or a better player that replaced him.
Yeah. Jimmy says, what are y'all talking about? We own McCaffrey. Look it up. I mean, we do. As a Panther, we own him. Christian McCaffrey has done nothing against the team.
McCaffrey also probably had Scott Turner as his offensive coordinator when we owned him.
And not the 49ers offensive line either.
Right.
Coach under Kyle Shanahan, who has a mobile offensive line and is a great offensive mind. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. 4:00 game here on the East Coast. Have we had a 4:00 game this year, guys?
Yeah, we had 1 or 2.
1 or 2. It's either been mostly 1. Almost all of them are 1 o'clock minus a couple primetime games. So
Should be interesting, fellas.
You should be fun. Chris says, I mean, you can't say that what you've been doing over the past years. Y'all not winning organizations, so Dan Snyder. I mean, dude, tell us something we don't know.
Man.
We know this. We say this
Dude,
all the
we've
time.
been hating Dan long before you.
Hey, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
Chris, did you
Get in
know?
line.
Did you know that reindeer can run 48
I'm glad
miles
you got
an
off
hour,
a grinder long enough to take your caps lock off.
Did you know that reindeer can run 48 miles an hour, Chris? This changes. This gets you happy here.
You are looking up all these reindeer stuff.
Hey man, in order to be a good reindeer, you got to become a good reindeer. You know what I'm saying?
Just to
Reindeer running back.
I am
to
one with the
understand the
reindeer.
enemy, you got to become the enemy. That's what it is, right? Essentially.
So I gotta type in all caps and say mindless stupid shit.
Hey man, what do you get when you cross a snowman with a vampire? Frostbite.
Frostbite. Think about it.
Frostbite. But hey, in all serious, Chris Smith, we appreciate you tuning in, man.
We love it. We know you enjoy our podcast way more than anything that.
Hey Chris,
Y'all's
what do you call a
fan base
snowman
is
with a
out.
temper tantrum?
What?
A meltdown.
Well, no, hey Chris, for real, win, lose or draw, come back Monday, man. We'll be here Monday for.
Oh, if you all lose, definitely come back.
Yeah, either way, come
That's
back.
That's when you'll get the respect.
Yeah, if you're on Twitter, find command this on Twitter, man, and we'll come to some of the Twitter spaces, man. We've been talking about it all the time. It gets a lot more
if you
heated.
if you invite him into the chat, he's going to yell the entire time. I guarantee it.
Hey, but listen, the next time, so the game's on Christmas Eve. Appreciate everyone tuning in. We won't see you guys till after Christmas on Sunday. So Monday, the 26th, my birthday. We'll figure out if I'm going Monday. That's my birthday. Monday night's my birthday. I don't know what I'm doing, but so either it'll be Monday or Tuesday. We'll figure that out here. A couple comments close it out. Yams says, nice chatting, guys. Have a great holiday season. Hope to see y'all and chat again soon. Dude says, Chris, jump into space and we'll talk about it. Yeah, you can look up Command This on Twitter or Red Zone in the Lab, man. We'll get you looked up in some of the spaces.
Jump in them spaces, man. Deuce's spaces.
Oh.
I don't even get Twitter spaces. Like, I just sit there. I'm just like, I can't stand this. Dev loves it. Steve loves it. Everybody else loves it. I may embrace it one day. But yeah, jump into those Twitter spaces. Anything that Deuce is hosting, he's always got these live conversations.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Chris,
hey, thank you all for tuning in. Hey,
we'll whoop y'all ass, Chris. Don't be crying on the pod Monday.
Hey, Chris, the game's on Saturday, bro.
17-12.
Yeah, go tune into the game on Sunday.
Game's on Saturday. Game's on Saturday.
Hey, I'm gonna be live on Sunday.
Why isn't my team playing?
Yeah. Marcus says my late birthday was December 26th. Yeah, I'll be 42 on Sunday, man. 42. I'll be Ronnie Lott on Sunday. Ronnie Lott. Chris McDaniel says, hey, Chris, I'm from California. I'll be at the game. Big white dude, all Redskins, Commanders gear. Yeah, I'm on Monday, the 26th, day after Christmas.
How old are you going to be?
42. Man, I just said 42.
You just said 42.
I was going to be Ronnie Lott on Monday. Ronnie Lott. Tony Shivers, good stuff. Enjoy the holidays. Hey, for real, in all seriousness, everyone that tunes in, have a good holiday, man. Y'all have fun. Be safe out there. Let's do some shout-outs. Phil, you got any shout-outs?
Shout out to everybody who subscribes, who comes into the comments. I want y'all to have the merriest Christmas. If you don't celebrate it, have a happy Hanukkah, because I know that's going on right now. And coming up, you can have a crazy Kwanzaa if that's your thing. Hell, if you're Muslim, have a rip-roaring Ramadan. Whatever the case may be, whatever you celebrate, please have a happy holidays, whatever it is. But since I do celebrate Christmas, I'm extending out my Merry Christmas wishes to all of you.
Fair.
And I hope you all enjoy. Be with your family, be with your loved ones, be with your friends. Drink, smoke, give gifts, be merry, have a good time.
Right.
Jeremiah Glasgow says the Giants stole my birthday last Sunday. I'm sorry.
Sure did. Mine too. What goes oh?
What goes Mrs. Claus?
Yeah. Santa walking backwards. That's gross. By the way, that's a good one.
Yim says, I think the difference between us and other fan bases, they only show up to talk shit when they're good. We've been talking smack for the entire time Dan's on the team and then some. And we take it. We know when we're good. We know when we're bad. Happy solstice.
Ladies, if you want a man who you know is going to be devoted, get yourself a Commanders fan.
Yeah. We're trying to get the fuck off here. Quit making comments. This reindeer costume is hot as fuck. I was letting y'all know.
I'm guessing Dev has no comments. Hey, we appreciate y'all. We went a little long tonight, but stay tuned for the live thread chat, game chat on Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock in the Facebook group. Last time I think we pushed 475 comments that whole time, so that shit was hopping. We appreciate it. Big score check, 13-3 Jets. I got a big parlay going on the Jets tonight, so I hope they pull it off. But we appreciate you guys. We'll stay tuned right now. Tentatively Monday, pending my birthday celebration. I'll let you guys know. But yeah.
Y'all looking at the future quarterback of Washington playing for the Jets right now, because you know that's going to happen, right?
Zach Wilson?
It's going to happen.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Hey, we love you. Chris Smith, want to see you Monday or Tuesday. Stay tuned. I hope you're subbed. Hit that bell so you know when we're going live. As always, peace. Inhale. We out.